Okay, good afternoon everybody. My name is Steve Williams. I'm the Managing Director of a company called Clean Solar Solutions. We're an O&M company. We cover all the UK, all of Ireland, Belgium and the Netherlands. So I'm here to talk to you today on an interesting subject, top 5 essential solar design and O&M improvements, because we're a rapidly growing industry and mistakes are being made and have been made for some years. So I thought I'd just start with a nice picture. This is a fjord. So a fjord is where fresh water meets seawater, and the tides take that water in and out and in and out for thousands and thousands of years, and a trough is taken down, and then that's where the water just naturally finds its level, and that's where it's going to stay, and then that process continues for thousands and more years. So how does that fit in with the solar industry? Well, we have repeated some of the same mistakes often, and we've got into a rut. And so what I'm hopefully going to try and do today is talk to you about some of these mistakes. This is an old Ford factory. Henry Ford was the inventor of the modern day assembly line as we know it. And everybody was going about doing their own thing. And he says, well, come to the assembly line, I'm going to tell you what to do, and then you are just going to continue to follow my pattern. And so this is what happens in some businesses, is you get an employee come through the door, they settle in, they're talking to their colleague, and then the boss comes in and says, right, this is our company, this is what we do, this is the way that we want you to do it, and you cannot let this standard change. And so the people carry on, and they start doing their job. These people have got to wrap chocolates and not let a single chocolate pass them. And so in the early days of solar, we were able to do this. We were able to take a solar design, we were able to design a system, and we're able to work with it. And then the next design comes along, and we're able to continue, and we work with it. And we managed this quite well. We did okay. And then the pace of our industry started to gather speed. And when the pace of an industry starts to gather speed, you struggle to keep up. And when you struggle to keep up, corners have to be cut. And when corners have to be cut, they continue to be cut. And this is the problem that we had. In our industry, we've accelerated, and when the guys are out on roofs installing systems, they're cutting corners. And our designs, you're so busy just banging the design out, next. People are not taking time to think because they don't have the time to think. And this is what happens. We get in a right mess, and we're just trying to keep up. And because the industry is on the move again now, this is bigger than it was last year, it's going to be bigger again next year, everybody is just trying to keep up. And then we start swallowing our mistakes. We're like, no, I don't want to admit to that, I'll make that disappear and I'll make all that go away. And then the boss comes in and says, how's it going? Yeah, all good here, no problems, we're fine. And this is what's happened in the solar industry. So how are we going to change it? We're going to change it when the slide changes. There we go. And that's the sort of mess that we get in some offices. Eventually we end up in that mess and we think, well, I don't really know where to start or where to end now. So I'm having trouble with my, there we go. So these are some photographs of my team when we get sent some O&M work to do. Somebody says, oh, I've got all this system that's in a bit of a mess, can you sort this out? And then these are the sorts of faces that we pull. We look at the design and we look at the mess that system is in, and we're like, how on earth has it got to this state? So this is a cycle race in Italy, and everybody has got dragged pushing against them, yeah? They're just in this race, and this guy, we got a tech lag issue. So basically, the video is not running, but basically what he does, he gets on his cycle, and then he's off and running, and he just bypasses everybody else. He changes his own rules. He thinks outside the box, and away he goes, and he's down the road, he gets past his competitors, and off he goes steaming towards the front of the race. So this is innovation. That's what we call this innovation. And then he gets right near the front, so this is the guy at the front of the race now, and he's catching him up, and he's getting closer and closer, because he's taken time, in his own time, to think outside the box. So I'm going to use an example now of a system that was installed, and we're going to just discuss some of the problems on this system. It's 40 meters to the beach. So the beach is just here. These are barrel roofs. It looks flat, but it's not flat. It's 3 barrel roofs. There's no access at all, as we'll see on another slide, to the west side of that array. There's no edge protection. They actually took the man-safe line off the roof to install more panels. That's a good idea. And there's no roof level water tap for discussion that we'll have in a moment. So again, we got this design in and we're like, can you clean that? We're like, we don't know where to stand, don't know where we're going to get water from, don't know how we're going to access the roof. So here we've got no access on the west of the building because of all of the equipment that they've got stored there. To hire a lorry-mounted cherry picker to go and do any work on this, you've got to park your lorry-mounted cherry picker where that yellow square is. That's going to cost you £850 a day to access that roof. Now, because of the angle of the roof and because of the bird droppings, we need 2 cleans a year. It takes 4 days to clean that system. On top of that, you've got annual roof level visits, CM visits, gutter cleans. So just to get on the roof, it's going to cost about £8,500 per year. If a secure lockable sloped staircase was installed where one of these green squares are, the installation cost of that is about £30,000 plus VAT. The payback on that ladder is about 4 years. That solar array is going to be on the roof 20, 25, 30 years. So the O&M saving over a 20-year period, just on access alone, is 140 grand. This side of the array here is 846 panels. The only way to get to these panels is cleaning via a cherry picker on the east side of the building. You still need your machine, but it's doable. That bit's okay. But here is a bigger problem, because where are we going to get a cherry picker on the west side of that building? There's no man safe on the roof, so I can't attach to anything. So how am I going to do this? The only way that we could clean those solar panels was with an abseiling team. So we had to get an abseiling team in just to clean the solar panels, because nobody had thought about safe access around the roof. They've not thought how we're going to get up there, and they've not thought what we're going to do when we're up there. So here we've got high levels of bird soiling. We're 40 meters from the coast. Anybody like to have a guess what bird plagues that system? Seagulls. Yeah, they're gulls, herring gulls specifically. So 40 meters from the beach, nobody thought about any bird deterrents. Let's put solar panels on the roof and let's lose 30% generation through bird droppings, because that's what the system designer didn't take into account. So that's the bird there that's creating all of that mess. So what they should have done is install some bird deterrents, which if anybody wants to view them, we've got a stand over the back there. A combination of wind-driven flashing hawkeyes with mirrors that rotate and flash light, and then also maxi whaler which screeches out some horrendous noises to scare the birds away. If they were built into this design of this system, you wouldn't have the seagull problem that you've got there. So it's about forward thinking. If we dot 6 of those maxi whalers with satellite speakers around that roof, you've got a total of 72 speakers. The cost of the installation, £22,000 plus VAT for that entire bird wrap. What is the cost of losing generation through bird droppings over a 20-year period? It's going to be way more than £22,000. So we flipped the building slightly here, and we're going to look at something a little bit different. I'm having trouble with this. We'll skip that slide, that's fine. We'll move on to this. So this, can we go back on? That's it. So this is a system where we have a company, a design company, an installation company that consults us as a company. And they say, is this system suitable for cleaning? Is it suitable for easy access and O&M? This is their original design. Forget so much of this blurb. This is their original design of that system. That's what they came up with. They were like, Steve, Charlotte, is this suitable? And just another slide showing that system there, relatively shallow pitch. And we went back to them and said, well, actually, that system's not suitable because we need man-safe lines. You've got skylights in there which need attention. So the system design was changed. So we discussed man-safe lines. We discussed where to put a slope staircase. We discussed where we're going to put the bird deterrents. All of this was spoken about in the design phase. This system is yet to be built, but it's going to be built according to this spec. So it's a slightly much smaller system, but over the long term, it's going to be performing much, much better. We're going to fit these solar siphon clips, brand new to the market, only within the last 12 months. It's a clip that goes on the bottom of the solar panel. Any panel less than 15 degrees should have the cost of these built into the design, because that's going to reduce the soiling that's allowed to accumulate on the bottom edge of that panel. Instead of cleaning this system maybe twice a year, you can get away with cleaning it once a year, so you're reducing your O&M costs even further. So that's a really good new to market product. We've got those that we're demoing on our stand at the back as well. Okay, that's close enough, stop. Okay, so that took about 8 seconds, 9 seconds. Next year, let's see if we can get it down to 5. That's the average. When I've done that before, about 5 seconds, and people are clapping in unison. Why is this important? What is it among everybody in the room that goes, okay, I'll do that? I didn't tell you to do it. You read it, you started, and within 9 seconds, there's probably, what, 50, 60 people here, all clapping in unison. Why do we do that? We do it for this reason. We do it because of tribes. Tribes were invented about 60 years ago by Charleston Heston. So there's Moses leading his tribe through the Red Sea. And we've got modern day tribes today. We've got the religious tribes. Are you moving these slides or am I? Ish. I will move that one on, but this is the pretty boy slide. I was on that slide, I'm not going to tell you which one. And then we've got the Father Christmas tribe. These are all different tribes that people like to belong to. We've got the Viking tribe. Why do people belong to tribes? We've got the Star Trek tribe that come to events like this. We've also got the Star Wars tribe that come to events like this. We've also got the Iron Man tribe. Why would somebody pay $15,000 to go to Hawaii to enter a competition that they know they're going to lose? It's because they want to feel part of the tribe. Tribes are very important to us as humans. We feel joined, we feel connected when we're in a tribe. Different tribes appeal to different people. And this is our tribe. This is going to be us tonight. This was us last year. This was us a few years ago. We are the solar tribe. We want to be part of something. We want to feel connected to each other. People like us do things like this. People like us implement change into a fjord-like system. We've gone back and forth, making some very similar mistakes. But people like us, switched on people, innovative people, we change. We're willing to change. How many changes have we had to make in this solar industry over the last 10 or 15 years? Hundreds of changes. Economic change, social change, political change, but we've adapted to every single one of them. So a change in the way that we design systems with a forward look towards O&M should be a change that we're all willing to adopt even more. So we'll come back to our man. What happens? He gets to the front of the race, he's changed the rules for himself, somebody else sees him and they're like, I'm going to do that. It takes one person to change something and other people start to follow. Other people see the advantage of what someone else is doing and they go, I'm going to do that. So this is what our face looks like when we see systems that have taken into account access to the roof, that has taken into account solar siphons, reducing the level of soiling, reducing the need for cleaning. Systems that have got access around that roof that we can walk around on. So we've got the solar siphon, we're reducing the need for cleaning, we're installing slope staircases, forget vertical, no good for anything to do with O&M. Slope staircases. We're going to discuss bird deterrents, and the final takeaway, if you happen to be in Telford, that's the best one, Spiceland, Wellington, so that's another good takeaway if you want to take that away. So why are we willing to do this? We're willing to do this because your customers say we need you to lead us. they're depending on us as an industry to give them the best 20-year project. It's not just about fit as many panels on a roof as you can, it's about fit as many panels on the roof as you can that you can safely access, that you can clean, that are going to stay cleaner for longer. And so that's me, Steve Williams, Clean Solar Solutions. We're an O&M company. We do design work, we do design consultancy. We can talk to you about bird deterrence. So I think I have maybe 1 or 2 minutes left for any questions. Oh, a really good presentation. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Thad, do you have a question? The mic's coming.
Yeah, echoed that. Well done, Steve. And it's really important to push good design. And we spoke earlier, but the system that is down on the south coast there at Shoreham Port is neighboured by a couple of other systems. And there's one system that I designed over a decade ago and took into account all those aspects. It doesn't have a sloping staircase, Steve, but it's got edge protection. It's well away from the ridge of the roof, well away from skylights, and it's got environmental monitoring as well for preventative maintenance. But it's really key that people around this room think about what their systems are going to be like going on into the future, because when you start to get long in the teeth in this industry, you remember you've left your mark on a lot of buildings, a lot of ground-mounted systems, and they should be absolute badges of honour. And you've got to deliver for your clients and deliver long-term solutions. Otherwise, we're not going to break through in the kind of numbers that we need to in this industry to tackle net zero.
And it's about efficiency. We saw the guy on the bike. Less effort, but very efficient. And this is why we don't want to run behind. We're absolutely on the move as an industry. We are going places. But unless we tweak and refine what it is that we're going to do, we're going to get bogged down and we're going to get stuck. So take on board the points. Hopefully it's helped somebody. I can tell you that when we turn up as an O&M company 3, 5, 7 years down the line, you have some very angry clients that we're trying to deal with, because they're really annoyed that their system is costing them a fortune to maintain. And that's because the design wasn't done right 6, 7 years previous. So it is really, really important that we go toward the 20-year outlook when we're looking at designing solar arrays. So that's my time up. Thank you very much, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day.